Hi there guys, it's Tom from Dolphin Dive Productions. I've got Nabbott on my left and Blue Pancake on my right. This is our first ever coffee morning show. Basically we get together, talk about gaming news, games that are coming out, anything interesting in the industry, and of course we've got some free games that are coming out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We're going to go straight off the bat. We're going to talk about a game that's really close to mine and Blue Pancake's heart. It's Star Wars Battlefront 3. Okay, it was at E3. It looked really good. The concept art that's been on Twitter and some of the gaming websites I've looked at have looked absolutely fantastic. I was a massive fan of the second one.
We played that for
We played the hell out of that. It has made an appearance on our channel. We did a PlayStation 2 play
God, it was
game.
awful when we went back to it.
It was. The graphics looked terrible, but the gameplay and the, I don't know, just the...
Getting used to it again was a bit weird.
It was. The controls were weird. You've never played it, have you? I don't think.
I'm taking the outsider's perspective here. I've never played it in my life.
Have you looked at things about it?
I was at a Retro Video Game Society thing on Friday, and I saw other people play it. That's the extent of my experience of Battlefront.
What did you think from watching it?
From an outside, do you think it will draw people in?
You've got to remember that I'm seeing it as a 10-year-old game, so my perspective of it is looking a bit outdated now, but I'm not quite sure how it fitted into what was out at the time, but it looked pretty good.
Well, we were not promised, but there were hints of an earlier release for Star Wars Battlefront, I believe. There's been talked about it in the industry for ages. It's been one of those games, like a Half-Life sort of thing, where they've been talking about it, and then...
Well, Half-Life they've never been directly talking about.
No, but there's been
hints
and stuff like that from communities on forums and that. There's always been the same sort of thing. And it's only the last couple of years, even at E3, they weren't too sure what it was going to be, what sort of things the developers were going to be showing us.
No.
But they showed us that scene from Hoth with the spaceship that came over with an AT-AT, was it an AT-AT water, that huge big thing that was firing lasers?
One of them's an AT-AT, I forget
one
which,
of them was
but
an AT-AT. And it showed some lasers going across the screen, got everyone very excited. So it's clear from that reaction, people are looking forward to it. But I don't know if it's a new developer or an existing developer that did the old games. I'm not 100% sure. What do you think about what sort of difficulties are they facing taking on such a big challenge in a franchise such as Star Wars?
It had a huge following.
It had a huge following. It's true, but what sort of issues they're going to have? You know, because they said on one of the websites that you'll be able to recreate some of your Star Wars fantasies in terms of what some of the space battles that you saw, some of the battles on the ground, famous locations like Endor, Forest of Endor, and Hoth, and they're going to be tailoring different areas of the universe.
Are they going to be keeping all the old maps as well?
I don't know. Let's say they're keeping the same areas. They're going to be doing areas like Endor, Hoth, Tatooine.
As long as they keep it properly within the Star Wars universe.
They're going to be doing different game modes, and they're going to be tailoring certain maps around certain game modes.
Were there different game modes in the last one?
Yeah, there were. There was the capturing one. There was basically flag capture, base capture.
We always did the whole Galactic Conquest
and Team
thing,
Deathmatch. Galactic Conquest was one of the best things on Battlefront 2.
That was fantastic.
Basically, you took control of either the Imperial forces, Clone forces, or the Rebels, and you could fight based on different. I think it was two different time zones, wasn't it? It was the Clone Wars and then where the actual films were set. And I can't remember what
I thought it was all based in the prequel sort of.
No, you could fight like you would in the original films.
Oh yeah, because
the Rebels versus the Imperial.
Speeders, it's not speeders, the Hoth
Yeah.
flyy things. Don't know what they're called.
Amazing. You could recreate some fantastic.
I do hope they sort out the flying mechanics because they were so annoying to fly.
Oh yeah, very arcadey.
Yeah.
Very clunky controls, and it was very hard. You know those famous scenes on Hoth where they wrapped the wire around the AT-AT water's legs?
I think we did that once.
We did it once.
Oh right.
It's so hard to aim
you
grapple.
To hit the grapple wasn't too difficult, but to get the flying right round it so it actually triggered it was really quite difficult.
Going straight into the ground was ridiculous. But I'm really looking forward to seeing to the next generation era.
The way I look at it, it's bound to be a success. It's going to be a commercial success. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
People are going to buy
Star
this
Wars
game.
will sell, regardless of what you do.
But the question is it going to live up to their expectations? Is it going to do a Destiny? Is it going to live up to the hype?
Is it going to live up to the hype? Because it's clear from the reaction at E3 that people have been waiting for this for a long time. And not only wanted it, but expected it.
Unless they've literally been working on it this entire time, I'm not sure if it is going to live up entirely to the hype and the expectations of the fans who have been waiting 10 years for this game.
When they said Star Wars fantasies, I have in mind huge battles in forests and locations from Star Wars where there's no, where you have to fight for certain positions. And one side can win it or the other, and I'm expecting classical weapons, I'm expecting classical character outfits, effectively. I want to feel like I'm fighting as an Imperial soldier.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I could be anyone. Drop me in as anyone, and I don't want to feel like I'm insignificant. I want to have a role while especially if it's online. as well.
It will be
online
online.
battles.
You
I hope
can't not have online nowadays, not for something like that.
It's true. But I hope they do bring it online.
Yeah,
they should.
I hope they keep the offline option, because that was good.
That was one of the.
Oh, they'll keep offline.
And co-op as well. Co-op split screen was really good fun on the original ones.
Good.
Do you think that covers it?
I think that covers it pretty well. I mean,
You won't know for sure, obviously, until a gameplay trailer comes out.
yeah. I mean, the big news for Battlefront at the moment is that they have released some new screenshots.
Yes.
So
They're doing it really well, I think, as well. The way they're doing it, drip feeding it. They're not giving us everything, and they're doing it periodically. When people stop talking about it, they go, "Well, here's some more artwork."
Yeah.
And everyone goes, "Oh my god, it's coming!
They're
It's
trying
coming!"
to keep the hype.
Yeah, they're trying to keep us on the edge of our seats about what's going to come next. And when that gameplay trailer comes out, I think that's going
What
to.
about the leaked ones? Leaked.
Oh, leaked trailers.
Yes.
We don't deal with anything nefarious like that here. So at Dolphin Dive Productions, we like to inform as well as entertain. As you well know, if you have a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, as you pay your live subscription to Xbox or your PS PlayStation Plus subscription for PlayStation, you get 2 free games a month. You sometimes get more, but there's 2 featured content for both consoles. On your PlayStation 4, at the moment, this and coming up in February, you've got Transistor. It's a strange-looking game. It uses the same sort of style of camera angle as Dead Nation. That was another free download on a PlayStation. Got that sort of top-down, sort of like behind-the-shoulder sort of aspect to it. Turn-based combat. It looks like multiple skills, or in this case, in the game trailer, it says functions, so you can upgrade your character, upgrade your skills, upgrade your weapons. I'd say it was a good game if you're looking to if you're going to download. It's a good game to sort of take yourself away from like the mainstream sort of games. You want something completely different, something a bit new, something that you've not really played before on your PlayStation 4 console. I'd say Transistor will be a very good. Have a look at Transistor. It's really good. On Xbox One, you've got Tale of Brothers. You've got Worms Battlegrounds as your 2 featured ones. Then Loz has found a very interesting one called It Draws a Red Box. Now, I'm not 100% sure what that looks like. Loz is about to give you a very interesting description of what it aims to do.
Please just read out the
Yeah,
description word for word
A
from the
constantly
website.
evolving, crowdsourced, minimalistic game mechanic sketchbook. It Draws a Red Box is a chaotic 8-player esport jumping jetpack future arena ball game. That's quite difficult to say. Inspired by classic versus games, as it is by cans of soda, paint by numbers books, and driving 5 miles faster than the speed limit.
I don't know. I have
I don't know
so
what to
many
think with
things in my mind what that could look like. Have you got any screenshots or
I'm
anything
just
that you can have a
getting
look
them
at?
now.
Because to me it sounds like sort of like a supersonic, acrobatic, rocket-powered battle cars. If you've not played that game, you need to. And there is a second one coming out.
Yeah, I'm waiting
There's
for
a
that.
second one coming out, and the first.
I'll tell you what though, that sounds like the developers are having fun developing it.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
is usually
Always a
good
good
thing
sign.
for
Always
the
a good
game.
sign.
My first thought looking at that screenshot is it looks like
Smash
modern
Bros.
Pong,
Super Smash
until I
Bros.
actually zoom in, and then it looks like
Chicken
We'll put,
invaders.
we'll put a screenshot on now so you can see what we're looking at.
What even? What? It's
kind
like
of-
Pong, but there's lines everywhere. It's like a cross between Pong and Pac-Man.
And Super Smash Bros. What?
Yeah, what?
no, just view image. I don't want to download the thing.
So
Okay,
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
put up,
download it
you've
anyway.
got several images on your screen now about what we're exactly looking at and seeing why we're going, what? Because at the moment, to me, it sounds like the game is trying to appeal to a number of audiences.
Oh,
First of all,
yeah.
off the bat, it's like,
It's a
we need as
broad
much interest
audience.
in our company as possible. Let's make a game that appeals to as many people and get people into what we can do. And if they pull it off, and it does everything in that description,
I want to see some footage so that I know what's
I
going
want
on.
to
Yeah,
see
so
some
do
footage.
I.
If we can find some footage, we'll stick it up here so you can see what it looks like in motion rather than just a screenshot.
right now
But
we're
right now
clueless.
we're kind of clueless.
But from that screenshot, it looks quite fun.
It
It's
looks,
a party
it
game,
looks
I think.
chaotic. I'll give it that. It definitely looks chaotic.
Reminds me of those Flash games that I used to like play in my lunchtime at school when I was meant to be doing well.
Oh, I think we all did that.
Yeah, everyone did that.
Then they started banning them, so we wrote them instead and played those.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
and
was
then I made my own website, uploaded all the games to that website and played them through that.
I think someone did that at Hingelbrook actually as well.
Yeah.
One that was on the whitelist.
Yeah, we did that.
If
Because
you're watching
Black-
at home, kids, don't do it.
I'll do it. It's hilarious.
Just take in your mobiles and do it like any normal. So that's on your
person.
Xbox One as a free download for February. There is another one for PlayStation 4. It's Apotheon. I didn't have enough time to do a lot of research into that. It looks to be a side-scrolling game.
It is a side-scroller.
Yeah.
I've got it here.
It looks quite artistic.
Ooh,
In,
it's
It's very. If you've seen the beginning of Kung Fu Panda, where they
Again,
do
there's going to be some video footage on your screen now to see what we're looking at.
You probably don't need to say that.
I know, but I'll say
Yeah.
it anyway.
If you've seen Kung Fu Panda, the bits they do as cutscenes, sort of things, describing the history of stuff, the art style looks very similar to that.
Stripping the old gods of their powers and taking control of the elements as your own humanity's hope to survive the coming oblivion. I'm going to say yes, otherwise that game has no ending.
I like the art style anyway because it's like there's no like edges drawn on anything. It's like everything is like quite smooth.
Well,
colour
the tree's got instead of normal, it's got inverse colour edges pretty much.
yeah,
it's drawn
but
backwards,
Most
just to
other
highlight.
things don't have any.
Do you think that's why Sony might have chosen this to be one of their featured content, is because of the way it looks and its artistic qualities?
Well, if you
Yeah,
compare it
most
to
definitely.
Borderlands, is very the artistic work in that is very edgy. There's a lot
I think
of
it's
edges in
deliberately.
Yeah,
though.
that. Yeah, it is.
It's
That's
obviously-
the art style
yeah.
for it, but
This is like the opposite of that. Like
yeah.
cell shaded games always look really
I like
good.
pop survival game. I'm looking forward to having a pop.
We are starting a series, myself and a friend of mine from who I just met at uni is joining me for this. He's called Makia. He's got his own channel up at the moment.
There'll be a link in the description.
Yeah,
if
he's
you
just
want to
bringing
check
up his
out
own channel, and we're going to start doing some series on zombie survival games, up and coming
League of
first-person
Legends.
shooters. Nah, gave up that ages
Awesome,
ago.
sorry.
Awesome
We-
Lords.
no,
No, I
but-
don't play Awesome Lords with Kieran, but no, we're going to do. There's a new Blizzard MOBA. I've suddenly forgotten the name of it. Heroes of the Storm. It's in beta at the moment. We're going to start doing some footage on that as well, and the new Sony Zombie. I think it's the Sony Zombie game. The name's gone again.
HVZ1 or
Something like that, yeah. But we're going to bring out some stuff on that to get people in the loop as to how
Basically,
it all works.
Loz Blue Pancake's going to be your go-to guy for any indie games that have come out that look interesting.
Indie games, PC gaming.
PC gaming. He'll
So
be your main.
you're not going to restrict yourself to my favourite genre then?
What's that?
Shooters.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, that just happened.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't. I'm denying any involvement in this.
We're mainly passive aggressive, but occasionally we like to be aggressive.
This has descended into something that I was worried about when I put these two on the same table. You also are sort of go-to guy for any sort of Call of Duty competitive COD. Because, of course, you
That's true.
used to, I say used to,
Well,
competitive Call of Duty.
I'm not really doing it anymore because my team kind of split up, and then it was very hard to find another one because the community is kind of deteriorating a little bit now, unfortunately.
Really?
But also
I
because
kind of
it's-
expected that to happen because I think Call of Duty is nearing the end of its life.
It is to an extent. I mean, Advanced Warfare's done something new, and I think that is bringing more people into it, which is a good thing. But
I'm thinking
on the other
if
hand-
they go back to World at War style,
And I think original Call of Duty 4,
that's
if they bought an HD, if
that's
they
still 30 odd quid on Steam because it's still one of the most played
Call of
games.
Duty, yeah, it is.
If
It
they
is.
did like a Call of Duty Master Chief collection,
Oh,
where they
that'd
did
be
like
amazing.
all the
HD
old
remastered,
ones,
sort of everything.
yeah, that would
That'd be incredible.
That would be the best thing that they could possibly do for the series at this point, and I think that would actually bring back people who used to play it and just bring it back for like one kind of
That's good in a minute, but I don't see how these two can be compared as competitors. I don't know why they're kept
No,
being
they're
put up against
completely,
each
they're
other.
completely different game styles. Aside from the fact they're both
Although,
first-person shooters.
in all fairness, Battlefield 4 did try and implement some sort of running and gunning element to
Yeah.
their latest title, Battlefield 4, which pissed a lot of people off because a lot of people
Running
wanted
and
it to
gunning-
stay original Battlefield.
There
where
isn't an FPS game in existence that hasn't drawn some kind of inspiration
I
from
know,
Call of Duty.
and I think that's a good thing, and it only shows what the game series has done
But
for
the running and
genre.
gunning.
I'd say imitation
I've
is the
got to,
best kind of flattery.
Yeah.
like class
got that,
systems,
Tom.
for example. Class systems are brilliant. A lot of games implement that now.
And Call of Duty was
Perks.
the first game to really have that RPG element
Yeah.
in a FPS game.
Leveling up, new weapon unlocks, new perk unlocks.
You
Games,
like
I like games like Call of Duty where the leveling up aspect, the guns, the customization in Advanced Warfare, you got to admit,
Yeah.
they've really added it. A lot of people expected it from Treyarch.
They've pulled it back to Black Ops 2, which is a
Yeah.
really, really good thing. Like Black Ops 2,
Hey, you should
I
probably
know
start
you
playing this a
disagree
bit.
with my opinion, but Black Ops 2 is probably the best Call of Duty to come out in the last
Recent.
5 years.
I'm torn between Black Ops 1.
If you say the last 5 years,
That doesn't quite include Modern Warfare 2, does it?
No.
Modern Warfare 2 was terrible.
No, Modern Warfare 3 was awful. Modern Warfare 2 was not
all
bad.
right until people started using
one-man army,
new tubes.
And it was despicably like glitched and unpatched, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
And that is like the essence of why so many people played it, and why I still think that it was probably one of the best Call of Duties, even though it was a
I
horrendous
don't know where
game.
this series is going in terms of Call of Duty. I don't know, because everyone's now expecting either harken back to Black Ops 3, where there was no boost jumping,
I think,
but they've done something brand new with this, and I think people will be expecting something new. Not necessarily the boost
But
jumping.
they've kind of ripped a load of stuff out of Titanfall.
To an extent. Like, there was a time on the screen last night where we were playing some survival because the servers were down, and we were using the heavy class, which has like XS1 Goliaths a lot, which are like the big mech suits. And every time I got in one, I'd say, haha, Call of Duty Titan
field or something
enabled,
like that.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't
Destiny
think,
edition.
again, like you said, best form of flattery is copying.
Yeah.
It has to go somewhere. Titanfall was very popular. Halo's always been very popular with the boost jumping. Why not incorporate certain elements into a game that hasn't had it before? It adds something new. Call of Duty players might have...
The problem is,
Call
they
of
need
Duty
some
is so
original
stale,
ideas.
they
Need some original ideas, not because I've got Titanfall.
But since it pretty
that.
much defines the first-person shooting genre, for FPS genre, where can they go now?
I think that Advanced Warfare was definitely a step in the right direction.
I think
though,
it was.
Because if you take Call of Duty and Call of Duty's Time to Kill, and it's kind of like hit scan kind of bullets instead of like real-time bullets and things like that, and you implement elements from other FPSs which don't have that into it, it actually provides a new perspective on those.
And it works
mechanics.
really well with the series. It felt like a natural progression. The fact that they were building up to this futuristic thing, it was only a matter of time before they had some futuristic exoskeleton. It didn't seem too far-fetched for me at all. And the campaign is one of the best I've played in a long
I
time.
have one complaint about the Advanced Warfare campaign.
Go for it.
Kevin Spacey's eyes, they were
Oh, they were.
dead. You knew he was the villain from the start, because
Yeah.
you look into his lifeless eyes. They didn't shine, I'm sorry.
Well, that says a lot about the graphics. If you can see
Spoilers
what someone's like in their
alert.
eyes.
Call of
Spoilers
Duty
alert.
needs a new engine.
Yeah, it
Have you
does.
seen-
Which engine are they on? Do you know?
They're still basically running off a modified Quake 3 engine.
Quake 3.
Yeah.
How outdated is that? Jesus.
Basically, they modified it and made the Call of Duty Modern Warfare like.
If they did it in the
one.
Unreal 4 engine, because that is spectacular.
Have you seen the new thingy for that?
The new lighting systems.
The,
Or the new...
the one in the Paris apartment.
No, I haven't.
Right,
but-
that will be on screen right now.
But no,
it's
the lighting
so
system-
shiny.
yeah,
Thank
the
you for
light-
putting that on the
really
screen, because I'm
impressive.
looking. It covers my bemused
Like,
look.
there's nothing moving, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to work with moving objects. But as it walks around this apartment, like everything looks like it would in real
Is it,
life.
have they used
Like,
voxels? Voxel mapping or...
I don't know. I
But,
don't know.
as far as the lighting systems and the textures, the way they've done textures, it looks so good.
It looks perfect. Like they're completely lifelike textures, but also like the drawers on like the
You've lost me completely.
drawers on the cabinets. Like like
Yeah, you just play the
like
games,
fairly
Tom,
mod
and you
ones,
can
like the plastic drawers which have like plastic handles that you pull out. They actually glint.
They look like plastic does,
Yeah,
yeah.
they glint like they're meant to glint, and you
I
won't
need to
understand what
watch
I mean
this
until
video.
you have seen it. Yeah, it's
need to
going on
watch
right
this
now. It's
video.
going on screen. The viewers are seeing it, and hopefully they're appreciating exactly how lovely it is. Like, I can't wait until games come out with this kind of quality. But to be honest, I think at the moment you put it in real time and you have moving objects and different things going on, it's not going to look as good.
I think
for
it
at
will,
least
because
next
the
10 years.
I don't think next-gen consoles will handle it,
No.
but the PC stuff, for people with gaming PCs and high-end graphics cards, it will look spectacular.
Yeah, you need like a GTX 980 though, or something to get. The
I've
full
got a
overpower.
680, which should handle most of it, and I'm
680,
going to SLI
yeah.
it shortly. But yeah, once that comes out, I'll get some videos up. I'll do
Would they
some
not
60
risk
FPS
alienating a lot of people though by releasing such a high-tech piece of software or
No.
game aspect?
No.
The
You sure?
higher
Yeah.
end
The
is
fact-
the further they're going to push the boundaries and encourage other developers to make progress. Digressing again.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That was actually relatively interesting compared to what we talked about already. I like it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Advanced Warfare and how it compares to Battlefield for some reason. Battlefield Hardline.
I haven't seen that much of it.
Isn't it just basically a Battlefield 4
No.
new map?
No, it actually, no. It looks. It looks
I thought it was
a
the
lot
same
better.
engine as Battlefield 4. I don't think they've done anything to it.
Battlefield.
It looks.
robbers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's taken it into the modern aspect, literally modern age, in terms of not modern age in terms of like army combat, but like Nabbott said, cops, robbers, which
Yeah.
I think adds a really nice dimension for city warfare, without blowing loads of stuff up and having buildings tumble around you. you
Have
get
they
that
still got all
really
the evolution
aspect of...
aspects?
Where's
Sorry?
it meant to be
Have they,
set?
have they still got all the evolution aspects in it?
What do you mean?
Like, for example,
Frostbite.
Siege of Shanghai, where you can destroy the.
I'm not sure.
skyscraper.
Again, the gameplay I've only seen really focuses on the team play aspect of robbing a bank, getting to the getaway vehicles, having the cops chase you down in police cars.
It's
And,
basically Payday, but better.
yeah.
There'll still be destructible environments, I'm sure. Like, they're
Yeah.
not going to get rid of something like that.
No, there's no point, because it's what they built their series around, really, wasn't it? Look how we of its release date. It was meant to be released around the same time as Advanced Warfare, because they usually try and release at the same time, but before Christmas.
I never understand why
and
they
as,
do that.
as a direct competition, because people see them as competitors.
I know.
And even as we say, they're not really in terms of their gameplay aspect.
But if you release them like
Companies
2-3
are.
months apart, people
They're
would get them both.
But
Yeah, they're not going to hurt each other as much then.
But Christmas, you made a very good point earlier
Yeah.
about Christmas.
They have to be out
Anyone who
before
releases
Christmas.
a game after Christmas puts themselves at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Unless
which I think
it's
is
on
quite
like
right.
January 3rd
Yeah.
or literally
But
Boxing
we're
Day, 'cause
talking-
then people have Christmas money, but
I think we're
any
talking
other
March,
time-
aren't we, for this release?
If you release it before, some people will get it for Christmas, and then the people who get Christmas money will also buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why Advanced Warfare noobs, Christmas noobs. It's a real thing. Look it up.
It
It's
is
a real thing.
thing.
It's a real thing.
It's
It's
quite
definitely
funny.
a real thing. I got my first nuke on Black Ops 2 on Christmas Day,
Yeah.
and that was no coincidence. I'm telling you now, like everyone hardcore got it on like release day. And
Everyone's
we were all
KD
just
goes
looking
up.
out.
Everyone's KD goes up.
And then I was just like playing multi-team deathmatch or something like that, and I just randomly got a nuclear on Christmas Day, and I was like, okay, that's a
Was it
video.
Black Ops?
Merry Christmas! But releasing it after Advanced Warfare has got to have its merits. It's got to do something
Yeah,
for it.
I think it will,
Because
because
people have
will-
been
they
people
will
have
have been
done
playing-
the whole COD thing now.
Yeah, they would then.
They'll be
then
looking
playing-
forward to the next thing. And Hardline, I think, shows that it's not willing to put out an unfinished game this time by putting back the release date, which I think works in their favour. Shows fans they
There
actually
were
care a
so
little
many
bit more.
issues with Battlefield 4. There
On
still
the
are.
release date, there was unplayable in some cases, wasn't it? No
Yeah.
one could get into the servers to
Yeah.
play online. Campaign was riddled. The best glitch I found personally on my Battlefield campaign, there's a bit where you're running through an aircraft carrier, and all the water disappeared. So I went down this huge drop, landed, survived, and I couldn't go anywhere because it was meant to be water. So I was meant to swim across.
I did a
I
better
couldn't
one.
even get
I had a
there.
better
I
one.
went straight through the bloody aircraft carrier.
I managed to get past the level trigger without setting it off. I was running along, I got on top of some containers and jumped along it, and I didn't trigger the next bit. So I walked back a little bit and then hit it, and sort of 30 people came out right below where I was standing, and I had an LMG, and I just mowed everyone down. It was just absolutely stupid.
But they have got some new
I
game
think I
modes
have
as well.
footage of that, actually.
You probably do
I'll
actually
have a look.
for your campaign.
Yeah.
But there are some new game modes coming out that wouldn't be seen before because of the new style that Battlefield and Hardline have gone for. You've got Hotwire, cool sounding game mode. You've got extreme cops and robbers. You've got the robbers, the bad guys have got to hotwire the cars and then deliver them to certain places, and the cops have got to chase them down and either get the vehicles back intact or blow them up. So again, I think they are
Well, I think that
focusing
seems
a
a
lot.
bit counterintuitive
Excessive.
for police to do
It
that.
is.
but
It is
yeah.
Battlefield. Battlefield police.
Yeah.
Shoot first, ask questions later. I think that's pretty much their motto.
Battlefields,
No,
it's
no, just shoot
basically
first.
like
Shoot first. No need to ask questions.
No, just keep shooting.
That's
this
wasting
is
time.
just like Brooklyn Police with Michael. I didn't even finish. I was going to say the Michael Bay edition, but
Yeah. Everything explodes. I'm okay. This is where your payday aspect comes in. Rob a bank, get to the cars, and then get to the drop-off zones before the police chase
is
you down
that
and
what
recover the
happened to
cash.
Grand Theft Auto 5? Did like
I've got it here. It looks like they've done heist before GTA, after GTA announced it a year
I
ago.
reckon EA just broke into
That's why it's been released so
the
late.
Rockstar Studios. Just
That's
like
a good idea.
They were flicking through like parts that were going to be in the game, and they were like, heist. This looks pretty good. We're going to take that, and they just ran away.
And then they release it as DLC.
Yeah.
We can get more money from that, that's cool.
Oh no, they posted it back to Rockstar
Yeah.
like 3 months
Blackmailed
later.
it. Blackmailed it. Do you want this back? It's going to cost you a lot of money. But I like the idea of that. Again, they're focusing on the new game modes they've got coming in. They're focusing a lot on team play, which is one thing that Battlefield has always had over Call of Duty.
Yeah, there's
Call
no,
of Duty,
there's no
you can
team
run in-
aspect to Call
Call
of
of Duty-
Duty.
well, there is to a certain
In general online stuff, there's nothing.
Depends what game mode you're playing, but in Call of Duty you can quite comfortably run into a room with an SMG and take out 4 people.
As long as those 4 people.
As long as those
aren't
4
any
players
kids.
aren't any good. But in Battlefield, you'd have to aim at each person individually to take them out with headshots. If you want to use all the ammo to take out 4 players with an SMG, assault rifle, an MG, whatever. But you can't go in Battlefield and expect to run into a room and take out guys every time. Take out a room full of people. You've got to work as a team in certain game modes to make sure that you get to the right outcome. You can't just run in there and set a bomb. In Battlefield 4, there's a lot of maps where there's a little bit of one team holds it and another team holds it, and it's just that sort of sway between two teams, which I really like. I really like that in Battlefield. It's one of the reasons why I like playing
Battlefield is some of the maps are
kills at corridors.
yeah.
It's a
Corridors
lot
of
more
death.
strategic, and they encourage you to use your mic a lot.
They're holding a public access beta as well in February. Yes, that's a good thing, right? Public
Betas are
access
always a
betas.
good-
Betas are good, yeah.
So why don't more people do them?
Because
they are? I believe they're not the easiest.
Exactly.
They're not the easiest thing to do because you've got to have all your servers up and running.
But Call of Duty,
And then
oh yeah, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty World at War was the last public beta they had, and it was brilliant.
they have the funds to get the servers up and running before
What they did was World at War, and we did that, Toby and I, and it was brilliant because there were so many glitches where you can get under the map, and come release date they had patched around 80% of them. It shows that public betas work. Then after that they stopped, and I think a lot of issues with Modern Warfare 3 with the spawn system would have been sorted if
there was
a public beta and people went, whoa, what the hell's going on here, guys? What is this?
The trouble with betas is that they don't want to give you everything, because then it's...
Oh no, with the
away from
Battlefield,
main
there's
game.
only going to be one map for the heist, and then
But-
a couple of maps for... And there's going to be 64-player Conquest.
But that doesn't help when they're trying to playtest maps and weapons.
No, but
because
it
I don't
does
think
help
it would
for the
have-
playtesting general bugs
I
and
don't-
gameplay errors.
I don't think it would have fixed
Balancing,
the
Yeah, balancing errors.
Yeah, balancing was the main problem with Modern Warfare 3. Like, if I asked you, if I said, I got a triple Moab, which gun did I do it with? I would use
UMP? What, Modern Warfare 3?
Modern Warfare 3.
MP7?
MP7 or the ACR.
Oh, the
I
ACR.
love the ACR.
I did
The
like the
ACR or the MP7 were basically the backbone of every single game.
Sorry, Nabbott. I do feel that he knows Call of Duty things.
Yeah, I do. I know,
Things.
I know way
He-
too much
he-
about it.
So, actually, I wanted you to mention the championships.
The Call of Duty Championships. Optic are going to win it. Optic Gaming. I've called it right now.
Right, so there we go. That's the end.
Yeah, that is.
Optic
that
Gaming
is-
is that's Nabbott's
But here's the thing.
hot tip.
They're the only team who have won a 2K and a 5K in the same week. They've had literally no competition for the first place spot. Like, everyone's predictions for first is always Optic Gaming for this game, because they have Formal and they have Crim6, who both used to play Halo, which gives them a huge advantage, but also they've got three of the best slayers in the game on one team. Nade shot
Scumpy?
generally goes like double nade,
Scumpy
and
still
it
there?
doesn't matter because
No.
they're slaying so much. But yeah, the only team who's had a significant victory against them is FaZe so far, and FaZe has broken up. So,
Oh, Joyce.
so
So you can't see any possible upsets based on the current.
Denial is vaguely close. They'll probably get second. Envy isn't having a good time right now. That might change because Envy typically do quite well at champs, but Optic have been in the top three the last, well, since it started really, and I think this is their year to win it the second time.
I love when Call of Duty Championships comes on because Nabbott sends me a link over
do.
Facebook saying, "Watch this, this is amazing," and he gives me a running commentary of what's going on, so I understand everything.
Yeah,
when it's actually happening. I was like,
good
"Was
like
that good?"
It was
Because I
blocked.
understand.
It was blocked.
I understand Call of Duty quite well, but when it comes to competition, it's completely different.
Oh yeah, because you
It's-
actually have to use strategy.
Strategy, and,
Which
and,
doesn't really go
and we're
hand in
talking
hand with
about
Call of Duty
we're talking
too much as far
about
as
general
people are
public
concerned.
games in Call of Duty. You get 6v6, you get 6 heroes, don't you? Who
Oh,
think they can do everything, and then
6v6, you could hold down like,
yeah,
an
you
entire
get
map with 6
you get people.
I remember public
Heroes.
search and destroy games where my entire team died, and it was 6v1, and I still won.
Oh yeah, I've had my
I've
fair share of
aced
clutches.
clutches and everything like that myself. But
But
it's
like-
games where you come across a team in public and you're stuck with these bunch of randomers who are talking into their headsets, going, "Yeah, bro," and this team are like,
Is
"Right,
once you play
Kill
competitive,
time.
once you play competitive, you get a perspective of how good the best of the best are, and then when you go back to a public match, you realise how good they really are. Because I think it was in Tom's Christmas special, I uploaded in the middle of it, like this game that I was playing on Sovereign, where we were playing against three of the worst competitive Call of Duty players I've ever played. They probably just came from public matches and just thought they were going to do okay, but they decided to have all three people in the same building, which was called Green. It's like a tiny little room on one tiny side of the map, and someone got a kill in there, and because of the last round we knew they were really bad, so I just joked, and I was like, look out, there's probably 2 more in there.
yeah, he called it."
And we all burst out laughing because of how ridiculously stupid that play would be, and then there was, and I just went in and took them both out.
Quality. So if you want some Call of Duty, obviously Nabbott's going to be very heavily involved with our channel in terms of Call of Duty, say Pokemon series, hopefully looking forward to that. We'll also be doing indie developing games, playthroughs with zombies with his new friend for a while, new friend to our channel, Obviously, me and Toby will keep doing our Barding bins. Lots will be involved in that as well, and our playthroughs on Far Cry. We'll be streaming on Twitch. I'll be streaming from Twitch every day at 4 PM, tea time with Tom. A little bit of fun. I'll be playing Far Cry, GTA, Call of Duty, FIFA, loads of different
I'll probably
friends.
also get on Twitch at some point for some release games when they come out.
Yeah, that'll be
for
quality.
PC.
No, the Tom's URL for Twitch is tom00000123, so that's 4 zeros.
We are in the period of sorting that out. But
Yeah.
guys, that's the end of our coffee morning. Thank you so much for watching.
I've been
If you've got
Nabbott.
anything, yeah, he's been Nabbott, he's been Blue Pancake, I've been Tom. If there's anything you want us to talk about in the next coffee morning, is there anything you think we've missed out on, please drop us a comment or drop us something via Twitter, Dolphin Dive Pro.
And if you want to see any series of retro games or popular games, like things like Sonic or Pokemon or Mario on his channel, leave a comment and I will try and make a series of it, because I'm going to do at least 2 out of those 3. And if you've got any other retro games that you think would be fun to see, then just drop us a message and we will play them.
That's the best thing where we are as a channel. We want to do things for you. So
Yeah.
if you let us know what you want to see, that's the easiest way for us to make good videos for you, rather than just doing the mainstream stuff. So I love mainstream gaming. But if you've got a little game out there that you've seen that actually that's really good, or I'd love to see what you guys would think of that, get in touch with us.
And we will make some footage of it.
Definitely. If you tell us we want it, we'll make it. We're that desperate.
And also I'm a walking encyclopedia of
Retro knowledge.
everything.
Don't get into an argument with him about Sonic, because you will lose.
Oh, you will lose.
You will
I know
lose.
about the physics.
That's just terrible.
Physics.
Oh, I'm not talking about Sonic 06. That game doesn't have physics.
Or Sonic Boom.
I think some guy just like got a crayon in his fist and just went like that and just drew physics for the game.
Blue crayon. Sonic.
Sonic.
Sonic!
Sonic. Gotta go fast.
So guys, thank you for watching, and tune in next time.
I've said that like 6 times.
I don't
Thank you for
care.
watching.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I'm on a coffee.
So do I.